Okay. We back? Are we back? Let's see. Looks like we're back. Okay, looks like we're doing alright. Okay. Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry about that. I just had to switch from my desktop to my laptop because I don't know, my desktop just I have a really poor connection. I don't know why, but um, that is a problem for another day. um, but yeah, no. Let's see. Let's share this stream now. So like we're live, but for real this time. Um, yeah, it's like for posterity, we'll just like go over what we already talked about. But hopefully you guys like trickle back in. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what the deal is with my desktop. It's powerful enough to run whole ass games, but it can't connect to the internet for some reason. I don't get that. It's very weird. Um, my laptop, on the other hand, though, very slow, but can run a stream very easily. Um, but yeah, no. What's up, guys? What's up? How we living? How we living? Um, okay. Hopefully you can't hear that like jet stream noises from my laptop, like breathing fire, basically. Um, it's an old laptop. I need to get a new one. And by need to get a new one, I mean I have one right here. Uh, I'm being very lazy and trying to like set it up. Um, but God, this is it's a daunting sound. Anyways, in the stream, what's up? Oh, there you go. All right, so hey Tristan, welcome back, bud. Okay, here we go. That's not how you spell weird. Okay. Hopefully this is a smoother running stream. Bet. So, all right. So, what's up, Tristan? Um, I see on here. Oh, Supreme Omega. What's up, bud? How you doing, man? Um, First of all, can you guys hear me? Okay. Is the fan like overpowering my voice at all? I hope it's not. I actually have a really good microphone, so that should not be the problem. But the problem is also I have a really good microphone, so it picks up like literally everything. Um, like if somebody like drops a pin like the other room, you're gonna hear it. Uh, but yeah, no. What's up, guys? What's up? How we living? Tristan says, "What's up, Mr. Green Beanie? The books that I'm getting this week are Captain America #0. Nice. Hulk #6, Wolverine 20, Thor #22, second print. Oh, okay. The book to a second print. That sounds like a popular. Which is weird because I don't see people talking about it, but the people who are reading it are like hailing it as probably the best Thor run since Straczynski, which I think is really fascinating. So that's a really good sign, at least as far as I'm concerned, because I love the Straczynski Thor run. My only problem with it is that it doesn't end. And I love Matt Fraction, but Matt Fraction is no Straczynski on Thor, if you catch my drift. But let's see, what else did you get? You also got Nightwing #91. I didn't check that one out, but I saw a lot of people going on about it. And Flash number 781. And I in the previous stream that crashed, I talked a little bit about how I flipped through that at my local comic shop. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna pick that whole series up in trade if I can. Because I'm really liking some of the Jeremy Adams stuff, or the very least like the stuff that I've sporadically flipped through here and there. Also Ace. That's a really good nickname for Wallace. Wow. I never made the connection to like call him Ace. I was like, this whole time I've been like, there's two Wallies. How are we gonna differentiate them? Just call the second one Ace. That's Wallace. Wow, big brain. Jeremy Adams is a big brain. I like that. Jeremy Adams, you're smart. That's why I like you. I like you. Supreme Omega says hello. What's up, Supreme? How you feeling? I think I already said hello to you, but yeah, it's always good to double back with the hellos. Josiah Haynes, hey, what's up, Josiah? How you living? And says I can barely hear the fan. Okay, that's good. Nice. So yeah, no, we got some eyes in here. Yeah, so let's start again. So going off of I guess we'll do this backwards. Going off of Tristan's comment, Captain America number 0. Look what I got. Yeah, Captain America number 0. This is a really fun comic. Actually, let me break this out of the little comic book condom that I got this wrapped up in. I called it a comic book condom at my store to like one of my friends, and he said, "Please don't ever say that ever again." And because he said, "Don't say that ever again," I'm gonna refer to bag and board sleeves as comic condoms for the rest of my life. Just yeah, I can't resist it. But yeah, no, this comic is really fun. But like first and foremost, like check out this cover. It's like a wraparound by Mark Brooks. It's absolutely amazing stuff. Mark Brooks is like probably my favorite artist. Definitely my favorite Captain America artist, because everything that Mark Brooks has done with Captain America has been stellar. Even though they're not an interior artist, they do covers a lot. But yeah, from Secret Empire to this, I actually think Mark Brooks did the big House of X covers and the promo art for that as well. Marvel would be dumb to not have Mark Brooks under a contract. Like if I was the big wigs at Marvel, I would want to keep Mark Brooks there, because his style is fantastic. But yeah, just like looking at this cover is phenomenal. You got Sam on the front, you got Steve on the back, and I'm so like, okay. One of the big reasons I picked this up is because it looks like Marvel's going to do a thing that I've kind of been wanting them to do for quite a while now, which is have Sam as Captain America while Steve is also Captain America. I think that's a really good idea. You know, I like the idea of Sam being the 21st century Captain America, if that makes sense. Granted, I also like the idea of Steve being Captain America, but like not from the shadows. But I really like that Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. status quo, like Commander Rogers, if you remember that, which was like before all of the like Secret Empire stuff. I like that status quo quite a bit. I also like that costume a lot. But yeah, no, I'm glad that Sam is getting another go around in the Captain America costume. I don't think that the Steve, what's his name, Nick Spencer. I don't know why I said Steve, but I don't think the Nick Spencer run was all that great. And I'm a big Nick Spencer fan. I didn't think he wasn't necessarily as good, in my opinion, as the Hydra crap material, if you feel me. But yeah, no, I'm glad that Sam's back in the Captain America duds. I still love his costume. I think it's really good. I also like the new shield that he has. It looks like, it uniquely fits him. It's not just Steve's shield. It's his shield. And I like that a lot. But yeah, let me open the comic so you can get like a full view of what this cover looks like. And as I'm showing you the cover, I'm looking like directly into the centerfold of the comic here, and as we're talking about art, look at some of this interior art. Tell me this isn't like some of the best interior art that you've seen in forever. Come on. Look at this. Look at this, dude. It's so good. Oh man. Actually, there's another. This one where Arnim Zola looks like that Rags Morales version of Brainiac from the New 52. Just, this comic's really fun. This is everything a Captain America comic can be and should be. I don't want to say should be, but this is everything a Captain America comic can be. It's just big dynamic action. It's high flying science fiction goodness, if you will, with a little bit of social commentary thrown in there, but like not. I don't want to say not in your face, because it is in your face, but like it's done with like tact. I think when people like rage about like politics in comics, they're not really mad about the politics themselves. They're mad about the fact that it's done in such a tactless manner that it just kind of pulls you out of the story. I think the political message here is some of the political like social commentary moments here are like handled very well, as well as stories being told. It's just a really fun comic, man. Like, I don't know, it's Captain America. It's a Captain America comic. It's fun. And it's a one shot, so you can just kind of read it as a one and done. I see Josiah Haynes down there says or asked the question, who's writing the new Captain America? I don't know who wrote this issue in particular. Several writers actually, which is bizarre because this feels like a cohesive narrative and like not dumpster fire ass. These are all names I don't know at all. Toki Onibuchi. Yeah, Toki Onibuchi, or Onibuki. I don't know the origin of that name. I'm butchering it, I'm sure. Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. No idea who those people are, but they did a really good job with this issue. Although as much as the writing is really good here, I think the art needs to be commended. Mattia De Ilias, just Mattia. I know you're not gonna watch this because like I'm a tiny ass YouTuber, but like this was you were born to draw kick-ass comics. Like, just this is gorgeous. This is beyond prime time. It's composite time. It's a corny ass math joke, but this was really good. Like the action's dynamic. The talky scenes are also like really fun to look at too. Just everything about this comic works. I really like it. I don't know if these writers are necessarily going to be the ones who are going to write the 2 Captain America books after this one shot, but if this is like any indicator of like what the Captain America comics, because there's gonna be 2 of them, are going to look like in like the foreseeable future, then yeah, man, sign me up. I'm down. This was really good. I was gonna say something about the Coates run, but I'm just not going to. I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, no, this was really fun. I dug it. So yeah, let me see. See, we got some new eyes up in here. We got some. Let's see. Supreme Omega says, I'm more about focusing on old stuff, back issues that still haven't been collected in trades yet, such as Fabian Nietzsche's 90s Nomad series. There's a Nomad series in the 90s? Interesting. Well, I know, like, Fabian Nietzsche is, like, an amazing writer, so, like, you're gonna have a lot of fun there. Not writer, artist. Well, no, I think they are a writer-artist. So you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I love Fabian's work a lot. Also, speaking of Fabian Nietzsche, I had, like, a really funny Twitter interaction with him, like, I think a year ago, where I, like, wanted to, like, give a shout out to the Hawkeye series by Matt Fraction and David Aya, and I was like, I love that old Hawkeye comic, and then that tweet blew up, and Fabian was like, what do you mean old? And I was like, dude, I was, like, in middle school when that comic first came out. Like, nah, man, I'm in my mid-20s now. Like, that comic's old. But yeah, no, yeah, Fabian's really cool, and I like his work a lot, especially his Deadpool stuff. I think his Deadpool stuff's really good. Tristan says, I got some awesome news. Awesome. Let's see what it is. Blue Beetle is getting a new series titled Blue Beetle Graduation Day. It's going to be written by Josh Trujillo and drawn by Adrian Gutierrez. Don't know when it comes out, though. Graduation Day. That rings familiar. Is that like one of the round robin books that got canceled? Or like didn't make it through the round robin event? If so, that's really cool because I think the whole round robin idea is just dumb and terrible. Be that as it may. You know, I think there's a lot of really good books that were being pitched there, and Blue Beetle is one of those characters who I think, you know, they deserve that push. And by push, I mean they had a massive, like, okay, Jaime had a massive push in 2006 when he was created. Jaime is the Deus Ex Machina that ends the OMAC crisis during during Infinite Crisis. I don't say Crisis on Infinite Earths, but no, Infinite Crisis. Yeah, Jaime's the one who, like, saves the day. And then he gets, like, a really fun book that just ultimately goes nowhere because Final Crisis and then ultimately New 52. So, yeah, the really just unfortunate thing about all that is that after New 52, just DC keeps trying to do new stuff with Blue Beetle and it just doesn't resonate. And that is like one of the cases where I feel like the New 52 is deservedly met with some ire by DC fans because there were a lot of really cool characters that were like just kind of getting their feet off the ground, and all of that momentum was just like they ran into a brick wall, and they never fully recovered. And Blue Beetle's one of those characters. So I hope Graduation Day like really kicks off and spawns like a new era for like the characters, because Jaime deserves it. Jaime's a really good character, and I think if you aren't, for people who like aren't really into like comics that deep or like don't really know much about Blue Beetle within the context of the comics, the Young Justice series I think does a great job of highlighting exactly what Blue Beetle in comics could have been. Yeah, I don't know. That's my soapbox for Blue Beetle, and Jaime Reyes. But yeah, no, I'm glad that he's getting a book coming up soon. And Tristan also goes on to say Mark Brooks is doing covers for Judgment Day, the X-Men, Avengers, and Eternals event. Is that by Kieran Gillen? Yeah, that's by Kieran Gillen, I think. And the covers look beautiful, especially number 2. Search up the cover for Judgment Day number 2. You will not be disappointed. Oh, all right. I'm gonna do that right now, and I'm gonna tell you if I am disappointed, I'm gonna come to your house. Yeah, I'm gonna make you like the most disgusting, shredded cheese tea in the world. It's not really a thing. I just kind of like took 2 things I like and like fused them together to make something that I think sounds repugnant. But let's see. If I don't like this cover, man, I'm gonna make you some shredded cheese tea. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna shit your guts out. And I misspelled Mark Brooks' name, so I guess I'll have to take a swig of that tea myself because I don't know how the hell I misspell Mark Brooks. Let's see. Judgment Day. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I take it back. You don't have to drink that terrible tea. This is pure sex. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. This is beautiful. Yeah, no, I love this a lot. Yeah. That's sexy right there. I like that. That's really cool. I just love the way Mark Brooks draws all the Marvel stuff. Although I don't think Mark Brooks colored this. I feel like somebody else colored this because this reminds me a little bit of some of John Cassidy's art. I'm not sure if you guys like have seen some of the John Cassidy stuff. John Cassidy did what's the thing that John Cassidy's known for? If you guys have ever like read Planetary by Warren Ellis, and if not Planetary, what's a big recent thing John Cassidy's done? Oh, Astonishing X-Men with Joss Whedon. Yeah, the art reminded me of that a little bit. I think the colors have like a big have a big reason to do with that. Colors can really affect the way you look at comic art. Like I'm noticing that pretty hard now. Especially like when you look at certain creators like John Romita Jr. Like his DC art compared to his Marvel art, it's like night and day. Because I think his DC art looks dreadful. Just absolutely disgusting. But that's because DC has like their own colorist on tap, and Marvel has their own colorist on tap. And the colorists that are like hired under Marvel, they I don't know what it is. They just make Romita Jr. look really good, and the colorists at DC make Romita Jr. look really bad. But you know, that's like my weird tangent on coloring in comics. How did we get here? Oh yeah, we're talking about the Mark Brooks artwork. Yeah, just absolutely stunning. I love Mark Brooks stuff a lot. Supreme Omega says I recommend Nichieza's Nomad. It stars Cap's sidekick Jack Monroe. It's sort of like a gritty renegade style road action series where it features heavy issues like Rodney King and AIDS. Okay, no, those are heavy topics. It's just should you put them together? Sorry. Rodney King and AIDS. Okay, no. Okay. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Alright. Sorry. Dude, it's like super late at night. I've had a long day. It's weird. Just seeing the combination of Rodney King and AIDS is really... That got to me. Let's see. Supreme Omega says, Marvel question. Do you feel like Tom DelFalco is the last classic Marvel editor-in-chief, 1987 to 1994? For me, he felt like a natural successor to Shooter, and DelFalco feels like the last editor-in-chief who focused on tight-knit continuity. That's a really interesting question. I see where you're coming from. And part of me wants to say yes, and part of me wants to say no. Because I also think that Joe Quesada, when he first showed up at Marvel, was doing a pretty decent job of managing continuity. I say showing up, like he was already at Marvel, but like when he took like the editor-in-chief position, he was doing a pretty good job of keeping all of the continuity ducks in a row and making sure that like everything was running smoothly. It's just no. I don't know, man. The more I like talk about it out loud and like really think about the question, I think you might be right. I think DelFalco might be the last classic Marvel editor-in-chief. I don't know. It's weird. I was looking at some of that like Spider-Man stuff earlier today regarding like what Marvel's gonna try to do with Spider-Man in the near future, and it just kind of got me thinking. The Marvel Universe now is just so weird, you know. And when I say weird, I do mean that in a bad way. Because when you look at Marvel Comics from like the 60s to the late 90s, early 2000s, it feels like a cohesive world in which events take place and characters progress naturally for the most part. There's some weirdness here and there, but for the most part, characters seem to evolve naturally, and that universe as a whole, as a result, felt like everything just kind of progressed naturally, and never felt, I don't know. There are times when the Marvel Universe has felt stilted in the past, but like not to the degree that it feels now. Just weird. Yeah. Marvel just kind of the way it is now just doesn't feel like classic Marvel to me. Modern Marvel feels like a baby DC, if that makes any sense. You know, because like DC is like supposed to be the like the larger than life, like, you know, hyper mythological universe, whereas Marvel's more on the ground and kind of gritty. It's the real world for all intents and purposes with superheroes in it, rather than like a fantasy land that revolves around superheroes. But more and more as the years go by, I feel like Marvel's starting to feel like the latter, which makes it feel like DC, and I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that idea at all. Josiah Haynes says, say it, go there. Oh, when I was talking about the Captain America thing with the coats, yeah, just I don't hate Ta-Nehisi Coates like a lot of people do. Mainly because I feel like if you're gonna hate somebody, you have to know them, and I don't personally know Ta-Nehisi Coates. I can tell you I don't like his writing. I can tell you I don't like any of his like social ideologies. And his, I don't know, when it comes to like his comics, it's just so it's weird. Politics aside, I just don't think Coates is a great fiction writer. Like his Captain America is terrible. Like he's straight up, his Captain America book is awful. And his Black Panther, I thought was kind of interesting, but the problem that I had with it was that I feel like he was more interested in the world building behind Wakanda as opposed to the actual character Black Panther, which is kind of a problem when you're trying to read a Black Panther comic. And I don't know, just I don't know. That's. I think he struggles with fiction. I think Coates struggles with high concept fiction. Which is also why I'm very concerned about that Superman movie that he's supposedly writing. I really hope that doesn't go through. I hope that Coates gets paid for the work that he's put into it, and that Warner Brothers doesn't go through with it, because I don't want to see a Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman movie at all. I really don't. Man just struggles with fiction. Tristan says Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly are going to write the Steve Rogers series, and Togi Onobuki is going to write the Sam Wilson series after the Zero issue. Okay, interesting, sweet. I don't know who wrote what part where, but the whole thing I thought was a really fun comic book reading experience. So I'm excited to see what they bring to the table with Captain America. I'll be honest though, this is gonna be a contradiction from what I said a little earlier. When it comes to the whole like legacy thing, I know people really love the whole, well, no, everyone gets to be insert hero here. Everyone gets to be the Flash. Everyone gets to be Captain America. Everyone gets to be Batman. There's 5 Spider-Man running around. It's all great, isn't it? Ooh. I don't like that. I don't like it. But selectively. I selectively don't like it. I think for the Flash it works because the Flash that's a family. And like everyone gets to be the Flash. I think that works for the Flash in particular. I don't think it works nearly as well for Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not the Flash. Spider-Man is not Superman. Like Spider-Man is not supposed to be this like big epic hero that Marvel's been trying to make Spider-Man for the past several years. Spider-Man is a weirdo who swings around New York City and talks to himself, and everyone in the city thinks he's a weirdo and is either afraid of him or vastly indifferent. That's Spider-Man. I don't see much reverence, or I don't see much in-universe reverence for that mantle. Which is why I resist the idea of there being a spider family. Just, yeah. Meanwhile, for like Captain America, I think the title of Captain America should be passed down one person at a time. I think if Sam Wilson is to be Captain America again, which I think he should have been Captain America in the first place, going back to like post Civil War, well, not really Civil War, post Fallen Sun, I think. I think that's when Sam Wilson should have been Captain America. I mean, granted, I understand that Bucky was being primed to be Captain America throughout that whole Ed Brubaker run, but I don't like the idea of Bucky being Captain America. I'm sorry, I just don't. I know that's heresy for some people, but Sam should have been Captain America after Steve. That's just how I feel. And that's like one of those instances where I think MCU got it right. Bucky should not be Captain America. It should be Sam. But in that, Captain America as a mantle, it shouldn't be shared. It should be like a one person at a time kind of thing. And I think that Sam should be the one who takes it now. But if you're going to do that, Steve has to do something else. Just like when he was Commander Rogers, head of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think that was a good status quo for Steve. Because that's how you do legacy, right? You know, you have mainstay characters who are like the mainstay heroes, while the legacies, you know, they kind of take a back seat. You know, like, yes, both Jay Garrick and Barry Allen are the Flash, but when Barry Allen came onto the scene, Jay Garrick took a step back, like a significant step back. Yeah? Just like when Wally became the Flash, Barry was dead, and Jay Garrick, still the Flash, took a significant step back. A significant step back. Sorry. Tongue got twisted. And I think that's how you should do that. You know? Like when Dick Grayson was Batman. Okay, yeah, there were two Batmen. You know, you had Bruce as Batman, and you also had Dick as Batman. But I mean, Dick was the Batman of Gotham. You know, when he took on that title, he was Gotham's Batman. He was the Gotham Knight, while Bruce was like traveling the globe, fighting international terrorists, and, you know, traveling across the multiverse with the Justice League full time. Like, that's how you handle that, right? You have a mainstay doing like the mainstay superhero thing, and then you have the predecessor like go off and, you know, have them fuck off. That's what you do. And I think that should be the case with Steve. Steve should fuck off and do something else, and have Sam be the main Captain America, at least for a little while. You know, I think that's the only way you can really get legacy characters over with people. Like, respectfully pass the mantle down. This whole like, oh, we're all gonna share it. That doesn't work nearly as well as I think a lot of editors in comics like to think it does. But, you know, that being said, I'm just glad that Sam's getting another shot to be Cap. I think it's well deserved. Tristan says, yes, the Blue Beetle books was one of the round robin comics that got eliminated. Well, there you have it. I'm glad that it's coming back. Supreme Omega says, on the Zubwell Spider-Man thing, I am sick of Norman Osborn. Let him retire. Have him die for real. The last good Norman Osborn story was in Paul Jenkins' A Death in the Family. 100% agree. I'll take it a step further. I'm in the camp of people that thinks that Norman should not have been brought back from the dead in the first place. That's just how I feel. I feel like once Norman got brought back from the dead, that's when the Spider-Man book really took that hyper cartoony turn where it became normalized to have nothing really matter within the Spider-Man title. I feel like that's kind of the beginning of it. That whole Clone Saga era for Spider-Man is rough, but I think the resurrection of Norman Osborn, that sets the character on a course of narrative irreverence, if that makes any sense. And I feel you. Not just on the whole Norman Osborn to just take a back seat, but we're getting more corporate Spider-Man. After we just had the whole Beyond arc where Spider-Man was a corporate entity swinging around New York. Granted, that was Ben Reilly, but still, corporate Spider-Man. Just after we got corporate Spider-Man, and before that we had Nick Spencer do his take on corporate Spider-Man. And, in the Dan Slott run, Peter is also running around as corporate Spider-Man for himself. Okay. I'm working on a Spider-Man video right now. So I don't want to get too deep into this conversation about what's going on with Spider-Man, but just okay, this is what we're doing with the character. All right, cool. Josiah Haynes, did you ever read The Batman's Grave? Just order the complete collection today. I did read The Batman's Grave. I read it as it was coming out, because that's when I worked in a comic book store. It was a really fun title. It was at the time probably the best Batman book on the shelves, which isn't saying much because that was during that whole Joker War era, which I just was not a fan of. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Warren Ellis. Probably not something I should admit to currently in current year, but I'm a big fan of Warren Ellis's writing. Just right now, I'm my buddy got me Stormwatch, and I'm really excited to go through this, because I really like Midnight and Apollo and some of the other comics that I've read of them, and I love all the Authority stuff. I think it's really fascinating, specifically the Warren Ellis Authority. So I'm excited to check this out. But yeah, no, I'm a big Warren Ellis fan. I like his writing a lot. I think he's a really good writer. His Moon Knight's fantastic. I know why Marvel's not probably going to put that back in print. And it makes me feel really stupid that at my local comic shop, for years, it was sitting in the basement, bargain bins, and I was like, I'll get it next week. And then one week they weren't there, and the book's out of print now. And given the current controversy surrounding Warren Ellis, I don't see those comics ever coming back in print. So, which is a damn shame. But no, Warren Ellis is one of my favorite writers, and I really enjoyed the Batman's Grave. Yeah, really good stuff. Supreme Omega, also on old back issues. I feel the post-Clone Saga pre-Burn reboot is an underrated era for Spider-Man. It's a status quo where Peter and MJ are living with Aunt Anna, and it was a fun, lighthearted break. I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about, but my brain is fried, so I can't recall it immediately. But Paul, is that the Paul Jenkins stuff? No, Paul Jenkins is significantly later. Paul Jenkins does the pre-Straczynski work, I think. And that's when MJ is like presumed dead, right? I don't know. Sorry, my brain's fried, but I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've definitely read some of that stuff too. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just a lot of '90s Spider-Man just kind of when you get to like post-Clone Saga, a lot of stuff just kind of blurs together for me until you get to Straczynski. Like, a lot of that stuff just blurs together for me in my head. Josiah Haynes says, colors make up pretty much half the art. Like the Gerard Way Doom Patrol, I absolutely love how the colorist gives Nick Darrington's art a bit of a 3D effect. I agree, you know, I think, I can't remember the name of the colorist. I think Nick Darrington actually was coloring himself during that Doom Patrol run. Darrington's art is amazing. Nick Darrington is like one of my favorite artists working in comics right now. I absolutely love Batman Universe. That comic's phenomenal. Darrington's art is perfection. Beautiful. A comic that I'd actually like to see Nick Darrington do next is a Superman comic. As long as Darrington's still at DC. I feel like if Nick Darrington does not do a Superman comic, well then DC just didn't utilize them properly. Tristan says, I only got the first 3 volumes of Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America, and I thought it was fine. The first 12 issues were really good. Okay. You're the first person I've heard say that. I read the book sporadically. So, I mean, maybe within context of, like, the story he's telling issue to issue was, like, really good. I just personally wasn't a fan of it. But, again, I wasn't consistently reading it. I was reading, like, issues sporadically here and there. Supreme Omega. On Del Falco. His original plan for the Gathering of 5 was for the rescue of Baby May and Norman being truly killed off. He felt this was the best way to fix the damage left by the Clone Saga. Well, Tom and I agree on that. But clearly everyone else at Marvel disagreed. Yeah. Let's see. Fresh news 24/7. What's up? How you doing? I don't recognize you. But what's up? How you living? Unless you're like somebody who like just I do know, and you just change your name. Sorry about that. But yeah, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Fresh News 24/7 says, where is Hydra Captain America right now? That is a good question. I would like for that to be resolved. I would actually like to see Hydra Cap come back. I think he's a compelling villain. Literally just imagine Captain America, but instead of believing in the American dream, he believes in the Hydra dream. Like, I think that's a really fascinating idea. I love that a lot. That's also like one of the big reasons why I love Secret Empire so much. I think Secret Empire is a really good comic. Also, I think Secret Empire is a better Injustice than Injustice. Fight me. Don't fight me, please. I don't like fighting people, but no, like I really fuck with Secret Empire. I think it's really good. It's a really cool comic book, and I think just people flip this shit for no reason over it. But it also came out at like a really like politically charged time. When like just the general public was so hyper fixated on the political status quo, more so than usual. So things that like weren't inherently political or like problematic were being kind of like used as ammunition against the other side. Just insanity. I'm so glad that whole culture war nonsense is dying down. But yeah, no, I really like Hydra Cap and that whole Secret Empire stuff. I thought that was really good. Fresh News 24/7 goes on to say, LOL, everyone loves that. Have you been on any website? For what? I'm sorry, I don't remember the context for what you're talking about. Was the Captain America stuff? I don't know. Sorry. I need to be better at like keeping up to date on what's going on here. Let's see. Gia Bryant. What's up, Gia? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Says World's Finest, hands down. My favorite comic book on my pull. Dan Mora and the colorist Tamara Bonvillain have been killing it on the art. Thank you for bringing that up. Because look what I got here. World's Finest, issue number 2. World's Finest, issue number 1. I actually picked this up like several weeks ago, and I got this yesterday. This comic just continues to be amazing. I love this book a lot. Mark Waid, Mark Waid just gets the DC universe. He does. Say what you will about the man, but Mark Waid is he bleeds DC Comics, and I love him for that. And just Dan Mora and Bonvillain's art in this is nothing short of stellar. First of all, can we get a shout out to the Doom Patrol? I absolutely love that the Doom Patrol is a big part of this. I love that the Doom Patrol is getting more of a chance in mainstream DC Comics again. Because whenever they are made to be a part of something, it's like Vertigo or Young Animal, but then they're never really brought into the fold of the DC universe, and I like that Mark Waid's actually doing something with them. I like that he's incorporating them into the DC universe proper. I also like, speaking of retcons, that Mark Waid is retconning a pre-established history between Robin and Supergirl. Because that's like not a thing really. You know, if you go back to like older DC comics, Supergirl and Robin don't really interact with each other a lot, despite the fact that they are of the same generation of sidekick. Always weird there. And then DC rebooting with the Crisis and then not introducing Supergirl until, you know, no, they had Supergirls, but not introducing Kara Zor-El until like way later. Like she's part of like the second or third generation of sidekicks. When you get to like post Crisis, which is just very weird. Yeah, no, she just kind of like interacted with like other sidekicks. So I like that that Mark Waid is like retconning that. No, like Supergirl, you know, Kara hung out with, you know, Dick Grayson and presumably the original Teen Titans. Yeah, no, I'm liking this comic a lot. This is really fun. Yeah, this is just like consummate Batman and Superman, and I'm loving it. Also, I love that in current year you can have a Batman and Superman comic where Batman and Superman are friends. You know, like I get it. The whole frenemies thing, it's cute. You know, Dark Knight Returns was really inspirational. I understand. Trust and believe. I understand. But I also like Batman and Superman just being buds. You know, I like it when they're just wholesome best friends who do things a little differently. You know, one is the I don't want to say jock, but like, you know, Superman's he's the popular kid who just, you know, he listens to the popular music and has like very normie takes on things, and Batman's the emo goth kid who is very, well, he's Batman. But, you know, despite all their differences, they're best friends. I like that idea a lot. Call me cheesy, but I fucks with it. I love Batman and Superman's friendship and their relationship. I absolutely adore it, and I'm glad that Mark Waid is like trying to reestablish that in contemporary DC Comics. I think it's really cool. Let's see. Aggressively relaxing. Coates had nuke clones attacking the Capitol in his first issue. Say what you will about him. The guy called that shit. Really? Was this like before January 6th? Because if it is, that's prophetic and horrifying and hilarious. That's great. I love that. Also, welcome to the stream, Aggressive. Aggressively welcome to the stream. Let's see. Fresh News 24/7 says Spider-Man has been explained properly. Miles is from a different world. Gwen is from a different world. Silk is barely mentioned. Well, I will disagree with that in the sense that Miles is not from a different world. He's actually been retconned into always living and existing in the main 616 continuity. There is an annual in, I think, the current volume of the Miles Morales Spider-Man series that goes into his updated retconned origin, where during Secret Invasion, Miles gets his powers and he beats up a Skrull version of Spider-Man, and then Peter gives Miles the blessing to be the new Spider-Man. So that's Miles in contemporary Marvel Comics. Yep. And as for Gwen, yes, she's from a different world, but that bitch shows up in the 616 continuity so regularly. She's basically a part of the 616 fixture. And Silk is barely mentioned, yes, but she's there. And her existence vexes me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just I don't like there being a spider family. I really resist that notion a lot. I also really don't like the whole Spider-Verse concept. I think it works within the context of a video game. And I also think within the comics, no. I think within the context of the animated movie, Into the Spider-Verse, it works where all the spider people just kind of show up as a byproduct of the irradiated like spider blood thing. I don't know how that works. That's some wonky ass science, but it's a fucking animated movie. Who gives a shit? It's a fucking no, not just that. It's a fucking superhero movie. I don't whatever. But you know, I prefer that where it's not this like special like, oh, the web of destiny is intertwined with the cock and balls of the spider god. Like no, it's just Spider-Man's not the center of the universe. He's just a guy who lives in a world full of superheroes, and sometimes weird stuff happens, and he's involved. It's Into the Spider-Verse understood that very well, and I hate everything Dan Slott did with Spider-Man. I'm sorry. I don't want to turn this into like a Dan Slott hate tangent, but yeah, no, I don't like Spider-Man being Marvel Jesus. I hate it. Yeah. Fresh News 24/7 says Captain America was dog vomit. Oh shit. All right. But I love the way the writers had done the team up. It looked great. Oh yeah, I agree that it looked great. I don't agree that it was dog vomit, but damn. What about it didn't you like? I'm just curious because I've seen nothing but praise for it. This is like the first time I've heard someone say they didn't like it. I'm fascinated. I want to know what pissed you off about it. Fresh News 24/7 says the last time we got a team this smooth was Snyder's Batman issue 1. I'm gonna do that again. The last time we got a team this smooth was Snyder Batman issue 1, Nightwing and Batman. Is Nightwing in that issue? I don't remember. But I did like that that era, that pre-New 52 era with Black Mirror, I think it's called. Yeah, I like that a lot. If that's what you're referencing. Supreme Omega. On Mary Jane and the Spider Marriage, a lot of younger, newer fans don't care about Marriage or MJ as a character. Their first exposure was the Brand New Day, Dan Slott era. Thoughts on that? Well, yes and no. It's weird because I think it's the opposite. I think a lot of older readers who dropped Spider-Man comics because of Clone Saga and all that crap, a lot of them got back into Spider-Man because of Dan Slott and, you know, Spider Island and all the stuff that he was doing where Peter was single again, and you know, it was that whole how do I talk about this run without sounding like a bitter, just derogatory piece of shit? Oh, okay. So a lot. Okay, you feel what I'm saying though. A lot of people who were reading Spider-Man throughout like the 80s and the 90s and dropped Spider-Man because of Clone Saga. They came back to Spider-Man through that post One More Day material, as we'll call it. But interestingly enough, a lot of younger readers that I've interacted with are not fans of Dan Slott, and I think that's fascinating. Now maybe it's different from younger readers that you've spoken with, but from people that I've talked to at my local comic shop and even like online, I don't know. I get the opposite feeling. I feel like a lot of younger readers simp for older Spider-Man material, and just kind of like regard the new stuff as like the crap that's being put out now. I think what you're describing, Supreme, again, just in my experience, feels more akin to the Flash than Spider-Man. Because I know a lot of younger readers identify Barry Allen as like the primary Flash, and Wally West is like that old guy who was the Flash at one point in time. So you know, I've seen what you're describing, but like just with other books of the characters. I don't know. I think that's interesting. Aggressively relaxing. The United States of Captain America run was a lot of fun, where there were a ton of captains. United States of Captain America. I'm not hip. Sad to say, I'm not hip. I'm going to make a note of that so that I can potentially check that out later. Thanks. Let's see. Fresh News 24/7 says, well, Marvel took a step back. They were actually moving forward. Then they halted and reverted back. I don't know what you're referring to. I'm sorry, bud. Supreme Omega says, on Captain America, have you read the classic Grunwald run? I ship Steve and Diamondback. I'm sure Tumblr does as well. Only if Diamondback is replaced by Bucky Barnes. Bucky the Bussy Breaker Barnes. No, I haven't read the Grunwald stuff. No, that's a lie. I've read issues here and there from Grunwald, but I haven't like sat down and read Grunwald. I definitely should though. That's like a run that I hear nothing but praise for. So, hopefully it's collected in like those big ass like epic collections that Marvel puts out. I'm trying to stock up on those a lot more recently. It's just Marvel puts them out weird. Like they don't collect them in any real order, which is frustrating. Like when they put out the Iron Man epic collections, it's like, here's volume 5, and here's volume 13, here's volume 12, here's volume 2. Like, bro, I just want to read the shits in order. Like, why are you printing them like this? It's so weird. It's like the one drawback with the epic collections. But for the most part, I appreciate what Marvel's done with those. Gia Brandt says, How do you feel about having both Jaime as Blue Beetle and Ted Kord as Blue Beetle at the same time? No, sir, I do not like it. Uh, I don't like it at all. Um, I much prefer. I much prefer. You don't have to kill Ted. You know. I mean, I like that Ted. I'm in the minority. I like that whole thing leading up to Infinite Crisis. I like Ted dying and then this kid finding the Scarab and then becoming the next Blue Beetle. I like that a lot. But it's just them being Blue Beetle together, I don't like that at all. I'm sorry. Not a fan. Fresh News 24/7 says another problem lies with the movies. Marvel can only change these characters until the next big movie comes up. Steve just came back as Captain America. Yeah, Marvel's always been that way. And I was talking about this with a buddy of mine yesterday at the comic book store. Marvel, for the longest time, I feel, they were just like really thirsting for that movie action, and whenever like changes were made in the movies, that like contradicted the comics would then try to like gut themselves and like contort their organs to match whatever monstrosity the movie adaptation had like tried to present to the general public. And recently, I think a lot of Marvel editors caught on to comic fans' critique of this practice. So now they like do the opposite, where they have to like go out of their way to make the comics not look like the movies whatsoever. Which is why now in the MCU, like, Captain America is Sam Wilson. Like, he is the Captain America. Because Steve is off being old and dead. But you know, the comics like, yeah, but see, that's what the MCU's doing. We're not doing that at all. And it's like, well, no, maybe you can do that. Maybe that's the better alternative here. But oh well, whatever. Fresh News 24/7 says Sam needs to step back. As Captain America? I disagree. I like the idea of Sam being Captain America. I think it's Steve who needs to maybe not step back, but like definitely step up to do something different. Let's see. Fresh News 24/7. LMAO, we haven't had a real Norman Osborn story in years. He's been in stories, but not as Norman. Happy he's becoming Peter's Alfred. Oh, I hate that so much. Oh, Jesus. Norman Osborn being Peter's Alfred. Oh, that's a sentence. I hate that a lot. I hate that so much. Modern Spider-Man just no. Disgusting. But I do agree with you that we haven't had a real Norman Osborn story in years. I think the last real Norman Osborn story that we had was Siege. Like, I think that whole Dark Avengers era, when Norman Osborn was the Iron Patriot and he was running around with, like, Green Goblin face paint under the Iron Patriot armor, I like that idea a lot. And I feel like if you're going to have Norman Osborn come back from the dead, that's the best way to utilize him. But I think after that, Norman's just kind of been, just kind of hanging out, and it's like, we don't really serve a purpose anymore. I don't know why you're here, but oh well. I think Dark Reign is like the last real Norman Osborn story that was told. And I especially love it within the context of what Matt Fraction was doing with Iron Man. I thought that was really good. I absolutely love that scene where as soon as Tony like cleans out his shit and like leaves the helicarrier, and Norman Osborn tries to access the superhero registration database. First thing he does is look up who's Spider-Man. Like, he knows that Peter's Spider-Man, but he's just doing it to like see if the database is like, you know, actually working. Really good stuff. I love it. Josiah Haynes, and I might like wrap it up in a little bit because we're over an hour now. But Josiah Haynes says, "Are you excited for Ram V's Aquaman Andromeda? I think it looks amazing. I am balls to the ass excited for Aquaman Andromeda. Ram V is one of my favorite artists. Not artists. Ram V is one of my favorite writers working right now. In the art, the artist's name escapes me. It's on the tip of my tongue. Not Chris Burnham. God damn it. I can't call it right now. But they're an artist that I love a lot. I'm excited for Aquaman Andromeda. Like, I'm really excited for that. Yeah. I fucks with it. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Can we just take a second, to applaud Black Label for having such restraint and not publishing a new Batman title? Like, all the major Black Label books that are coming out are for, there's Wonder Woman Historia, which I think is carried by the art. The writing's not good, but still, not a Batman title. Suicide Squad, Get Joker has been really fun. Still heavily delayed. That makes me feel some kind of way. I don't know what that's about, but I like the first two issues a lot. Suicide Squad Blaze, not so much. I think that book's pretty bad. But it's still not a Batman book. There's also Aquaman Andromeda. Looks fantastic. I'm so excited for that comic. And then there's Superman. What is it called? Mark Russell's writing it. I can't remember the name of the artist, but they created Madman. Like that again, not a Batman title. So no, dude, like there's, Black Label's been doing some hard work and publishing like Black Label titles that aren't Batman. I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited for that. So yeah, let's see. Supreme Omega says, On Norman's Clone Saga reveal, none of the writers wanted it. It was forced upon them by Bob Harris. It was supposed to be Harry, but Harris forced them to stretch it 6 more months, and he felt Harry was lame. Well, Bob Harris isn't. They're an editor, old school comics editor, who's still working today. And they have a lot of the same ideas. If you catch my drift. So the more things change, the more they stay the same, right? Fresh News 24/7 says Ram V is leaving Marvel. I can't. Was Ram V ever at Marvel? I don't know. Fresh News 24/7 says, who cares about the Clone Saga? It was ages ago. Well, apparently Marvel's editorial, because they keep bringing shit from the Clone Saga back. And trying to, like, awkwardly patchwork around problems that nobody sees as problems because they're not thinking about it actively, but Marvel's thinking about it actively. So, no, people care about Clone Saga because I think the people working at Marvel care about Clone Saga, which then leads to, you know, the readers being forced to care about the Clone Saga. Josiah Haynes says, I have an extra copy of Ellis's Moon Knight trade if you want. Do you have a P.O. box or something? I can send it. Thanks, homie. Yeah, man. Let me DM you and get back to you on that one. Supreme Omega, says, on Kamala and Jaime Reyes, they're actually pretty similar. The original runs were fun with great supporting casts. After their initial creative teams left, they enter into a declining flop era. I hate how accurate that is. Which makes you really scared for Kamala. Oh man. Oh, don't tell me the truth. I love Kamala. Don't do this. I don't want to see her suffer the same fate as Blue Beetle. Although I'm feeling more and more that she will. Josiah Haynes says the Young Animal line was so much fun though. I wish it could have gone on a bit longer. I do too. The problem with Young Animal wasn't the quality. The problem was that those comics came out so infrequently that people just stopped caring about them. You know, that's the big problem with Doom Patrol. That was the big problem with Cave Carson's Cybernetic Eye. That was the big problem with. Well, I was gonna say Mother Panic, but Mother Panic came out pretty frequently. That was always on time, if I recall correctly. But that was a problem with Shade, the Changing Girl. Yeah, just those books were never on time, and people just they gave up. You know, which I think is unfortunate because I think a lot of that stuff was really good. Tevia says hello. Well, hello, Tevia. What's going on, pal? What comics you read this week? Supreme Omega says, on Miss Marvel, I prefer Kamala and Real Dagger together as romantic ship. They felt like a nice break from the tension with Bruno. Also, I felt that Red Dagger had a better chemistry with the rest of her friends. I agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. Tevia says the new Origin sucked. Oh, for Miles? Hell yeah. No, that origin sucks. Um, Gia Bryant says the current run makes him from the Ultimate Universe again. Oh, what the fuck, dude? What? Marvel's just doing their absolute hardest to make Miles Morales unreadable. I'm sorry. Just what the fuck, dude? This is frustrating. Tevia says, any opinion on Across the Spider-Verse being delayed to next year? Well, it sucks because I was really excited to see it come out this year, but honestly, I'm fine with it. I would rather it be delayed and good than rushed out and bad. That's just how I feel about that. Tevia says, I maintain the Clone Saga could have worked. I agree. I think the Clone Saga definitely could have worked. It just editorial just got in the way of storytellers trying to tell stories, and damn. Thank you, Bob Harris. Great job. Supreme Omega says, the sad thing about Quesada is that his early years was a breath of fresh air with Marvel Knights imprint and the initial era of Editor-in-Chief. He was initially hands off and let creators do their thing. Yeah, man, and that's why I think the original, not original, but like the beginning of Quesada's career as editor-in-chief of Marvel was really successful. A lot of really good stuff came out of that era, and a lot of great strides within not just Marvel but like the industry were made. I think Joe Quesada is one of the guys who's instrumental in JLA Avengers being printed. Not the current printing, but like the printing from 2004, I think. Yeah, I think he gets that off the ground. So yeah, no, I like a lot of the stuff that Joe Quesada's done. It's just as his career went forward with Marvel, things really started to, I was gonna say decline in quality, but it's less of a decline and more like a jagged nosedive. That ends with the person who's performing the nosedive of falling flat on their face and breaking all of their teeth, while their neck follows. Yeah, that's how the rest of that tenure at Marvel went. In my opinion, from the outside looking in, mind you, from the outside looking in, it looked like a total just jagged nosedive, face exploding, neck breaking suicide. Tevia says the Flash at least was able to grow and mature and have kids and move forward, while Spider-Man doesn't. Yeah, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But yeah, that's how that is. Jaya Bryant says the current Flash run is all well from Spider-Man. Wally is married. The kids, Wally is married with kids, but still able to be a fun superhero. I hate that Marvel won't let Peter mature when they can use Miles to tell those stories. I 100% agree. You know, I think it's frustrating that Marvel. Okay, here's like the frustrating thing with Marvel, right? The DC universe is a pantheon. That's mythology. It's it's the reason why you're gonna have like 8 million Superman stories, all telling various different things with the character, sometimes contradicting each other. But Marvel's not that. Marvel is not like a pantheon. Marvel's not this like larger than life universe. Marvel is a soap opera, right? Where these characters are set to grow, change, and eventually die. Oh, and I feel like everything going on with Spider-Man right now is just the result of Marvel not knowing where to take the character next. It's purely frustrating. Again, I'm making a video about this in particular, but it's all just very, like, just annoying. Jai Bryant says stories with a younger Spidey. Miles? I think Marvel really wants to go back to having a young Spidey. The problem is they keep trying to make Peter young again when like Miles is like right the fuck there, man. You don't have to. That's a whole can of worms though. Josiah Haynes says, I wish DC would do something akin to the Epic Collection line. I agree. And I think they're trying to do that now. They do it based on like era. Like No Man's Land. That's not really an event. That is an era in DC Comics publication history. That's been fully collected. They're also collecting a lot of those like City of Tomorrow stories from Superman in those like giant trades. But DC has been doing the like something akin to the Epic Collections. They have those insert character here, the Golden Age, or insert character here, the Bronze Age and Silver Age. And they primarily like do omnibuy collections of that stuff. So no, they do it. It's just not. It's just not the same way the Epic Collections are done. For better or worse. Supreme Omega. On Nick Spencer, I feel that he should take a break from long extended arcs like Secret Empire and Kindred. His strengths are humor and small grounded character interactions. I can see that complaint. I can see that complaint. Jaya Bryant says Marvel does not need Marvel does too much brand synergy. DC doesn't do enough. Like why isn't there a Stargirl or JSA comic when it's a hit show? Or why wasn't there a Black Lightning comic when the show was running? Well, there was a Black Lightning show when much rather there was a Black Lightning comic when that show was running. It's just nobody read it. Stargirl actually does have a series right now. I don't know. I think it's less that DC doesn't do it and more that they don't pimp their shit in a productive manner. That's the problem. Tevia says, any opinion on Dylan Brock becoming the new Venom while Eddie goes through time and space? Okay. Alright. And then Tabulator says, Superman Year 1. Well, I don't know what that means, but yes, Superman Year 1. That is what my video game adaptation of Superman would be. It's Year 1 story. Tevye goes on to say they actually published a book called 101 Ways to End the Clone Saga. I have that comic too. It's really fun. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I might call it one. Well, we've been going for like a hour and a half. I'm just dog ass tired. I had like 2 presentations today in class. I have a presentation to do tomorrow. And if you're on the East Coast, that's just later today. I'm so tired right now. Yeah. Despite calling it one, I'm really glad all you guys came out to the stream today. Again, sorry I haven't been doing these like regularly on Wednesdays. Just between my internet being dog shit and just being so fucking busy with like schoolwork and whatnot. Maintaining like the streaming schedule has been difficult, but I'm gonna try. You know, I'm still gonna try. Yeah, guys, you know, just yeah, I'm trying. Your boy's trying. For all his hard work, and by his I mean myself. Give me some likes. Give this stream some likes. As many likes as you possibly can. That will definitely boost my resolve. But yeah, guys, always a pleasure talking comics with you guys. And for anyone who like wasn't here for the first stream that we had that crashed, before the, you know, beyond the 2 books that I already got this week in floppies, I picked this up earlier. Ending Battle, my favorite Superman comic. I'm not sure if I told you guys that at all, but yeah, Ending Battle is my favorite Superman comic. Great shit. Yeah. Hopefully I do a review on this one day. Yeah, I think it would, is definitely a comic that merits a review. But yeah, guys. Anyways, good night. God bless. May the force be with you. All that good stuff. And as always, until next time, adios, tachos. Adios.